Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Thank you. Now enjoy the show.
The Bluetooth device is ready to pair.
Well, I'll stay. Ain't that a greeting? What's up? Oh, threw me off. Hey, Auntie the Nuts. If you got Bluetooth, you may want to turn that sucker back on because I just turned mine off.
Bluetooth says what's up.
Okay. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of RAEAREs Review. And me and my homegirl Erin are going to let you know about the What's Going Down episode, child, of these Salt Lake City Housewives on Bravo. Ooh-wee. Now, this is their 6th season, episode Lucky 13. And let's help me welcome Erin to the stage.
Aunties and unks, how's it going? Everybody's surviving. We're chugging along into December.
Girl, ain't we?
It's my baby's 12th birthday tomorrow. Shout out to my daughter.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday tomorrow.
That's right. Yeah, thank you. 12:04, right after midnight. But they told me wait until after midnight, you'll get an extra night in a private room. So, not that I was trying to hold her back, but it worked out.
I was about to say, you was like,
yeah, right. I was like, oh, I was like, Clinton, no.
Goodness.
Yeah, it worked out well though.
Oh my. Well, that's good. I got a private room too, but I don't know. It just happened, worked out that way, I guess. And it was in the 4 hours, wee hours in the morning. So
yeah,
I guess, hey, if you want to have your own room, have a baby in the middle of the night, Ooh-wee, child. Well. How'd you like this episode, child? Some people call it a filler, but I didn't think so. I think it gave.
It did. There was some delusion, though, and not just from Meredith.
Heather.
Bronwyn.
Why do you think Bronwyn was delulu?
Well, deny, like trying to act like she didn't, like that whole Todd thing with them. I thought I was like, Bronwyn, why are you trying to act like what? You embarrassed, you ran your mouth, you wanted to be nice with Todd? Because, like, don't act like you didn't say what you said.
Girl. Okay, now, that's my girl.
I do.
Bronwyn is my girl. What I'm about to say ain't got nothing to do with her being my girl, but I see it differently. Let me tell you how I see it. Now, I took that as them putting 20. She didn't negate saying what she said, but their assumptions and them adding into it was not what she said. She didn't say they're separated, which they were saying she was. She just said she told him to go somewhere, because she had to cool down. But they're separated from that.
Yeah, I mean, I will. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
One more thing.
No. Yeah, of course.
And the fact that they're in an open relationship. She only discussed if that's what he wants to do, she may be open to it. But not once did she say, hello, everybody. Now we're open. I think they just took that and ran with it, and not knowing that they've officially reconciled. Okay, that's all I had.
I do agree with you that they were stretching the situation. However, she did tell him to get to not, she did say leave the home, and like, I think they overplayed it, she downplayed it too much, right? I thought it was the too much on both sides, because the truth is you were mad enough at him, you took your ring off, and you were having your quirky little conversation with Whitney, and you were not bragging, but you were like, and I told him to leave. So like, yeah, and you had a situation. You did. And it's fair of them to ask how you guys are doing. For you to say perfectly happy or whatever, it really should have been more like, we got past that. He feels bad. He embarrassed me. We're moving forward, and y'all are doing too much. But the way that she was like, kind of trying to deny reality, like they hit some bumps, I don't know.
Yeah.
I just thought she was trying to downplay it too much.
Yeah.
I would have focused on, yeah, we had a rough spot, but he didn't leave. You all are acting wacko. Yeah, we're doing okay. Like, I wouldn't have been like, oh, we're perfectly happy, and then like looking at them like they're crazy that they're asking her, some of the re-referencing what she said.
That's what I was about to say. Like, had she clarified so that, okay, you guys, you're doing a little too much, just like we're saying. But yes, I think she's still in the moment, so she just wanted to, okay, y'all, I didn't say all that, but then again, who knows what she said, the way they be cutting and pasting. I'm just saying.
I think Bronwyn is a bit of a gossip and likes to run her mouth, and then sometimes she does, listen, and then sometimes she tries to backtrack a little. I would say that's one of Bronwyn's, something I've noticed from the jump, right? It goes back. Siri, shut up. No, I'm kidding.
Girl, let me turn it on my device. I'm just rude.
You're just popular. People are trying to get to you. No, I mean, I just noticed that since, from the jump, when Bronwyn started, was happy to jump in talking smack about Lisa at the Wendy's, I love Bronwyn. Don't get me wrong. I think she's a great addition. She's incredibly smart, and I think she is good for the show. But all of them are quirky, right? And so, yeah, she does like to run her mouth. I think that she probably was in a good spot with Todd and did not want him bashed in that scene, right? Because she knows it's going to cause trouble at home. But it's like, girl, you ran your mouth about it, though. You did.
Yeah, she seemed like she's being careful, and she don't want to, say too much. Too much.
Yeah.
But she should at least clarify, because she laid it on real thick, and it is what it is. I think next time she'll know what to do next time, because
Yeah, I do think she's learning this season about it, because we're jumping around a little bit, but that scene with her and Todd before they went on the trip, you could tell he was like, all right, let's film this damn scene. I'm going to behave myself.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
Well, and I think it was funny because it is true in one way. Like, Bronwyn acting like she doesn't know what's going to happen on this trip is kind of absurd. Like, Todd's looking at her like, yeah, you know what's going to happen. They're going to
deja vu.
Talk ish and trash, and you're going to get in trouble and this and that, and you are not going to come home unscathed. We know this.
He's just like, listen, woo woo woo, bam, bam, next.
Yeah.
And since we're talking about the trip, the ladies are going to Greece. Opa! And Angie invites Mary and Heather over, because everybody's getting ready, and that was part of it with Brown getting ready, talking to Todd. Here we are. Mary and Heather go over to Angie's for a Greek lesson with, who are them people? Her parents? No, her mom passed. Who are them people?
Aunt. Her aunt and her dad.
I missed that part. Okay, her aunt and her dad.
I got you.
I'll be right back. But go ahead and tell the audience about that.
Well, I speak Spanish, but Greek is nothing like that Spanish. And I and they were telling them some stuff, and I was like, ooh, I would be one of those annoying American tourists going butchering their language because it didn't seem that easy. Um, but that was the aunt. I think the aunt or the dad. I think it was the aunt though. Asked them, "Are you going over there to enjoy? Or are you going over there to be mad and fight?" Hey Richie B, thank you so much for joining us. What did you think of this episode? Put it in the chat. Let us know. Did you think it was a filler? That's what some people are saying. I am covering for Ray Ray because she's having a moment with a chicken. Oh, what was I gonna say? And then Heather said, hopefully both. I swear, there's a certain level on this show, on this specific franchise, where they like somewhat acknowledge the game that we're playing here. Like, although they are all friends with one another, they kind of like it's not a breaking of the fourth wall, but it's kind of a nod to we all know what we're here on a show kind of thing. And I do appreciate that to a certain extent. Although sometimes I think the flip side of that is that they all do a little too much. They're a little too performative sometimes. But Heather's joke about, yeah, hopefully both will happen. We'll have a good time, but we'll get mad at each other is a oh, hey, look at this. We got people in the chat. Shells, how's it going? Shell, good to see you. What do you think of tonight's episode? Let us know. Did you think it was filler or did you think it was good? I thought it was like in the middle, but I did enjoy watching them shop in Greece and do those kinds of things. Girl, I and when they had to get off of the plane and go right to dinner and shoot a scene, ooh, I'd be hot. I'd be like, I need a minute. But they just say it's time to work.
Get to work.
Rihanna, work.
Okay, I love that song. Oh well. Oh, we got some folks. Hey, Richie. Hey, Shells.
Yes, I love it.
Okay, well, I was going. What I missed? What did you say about?
Just me rambling and scrambling. No, what I said was they met up with the dad and the aunt, and the aunt asked them if they were going to be nice or they were going to fight and be mad over in Greece, or they were going to have a good time, or were they going to be angry ladies? And Heather said, hopefully both. And I was saying that I appreciate that this franchise in particular kind of like has a little bit of an acknowledgement about what we're here for. You know, it's not breaking of the fourth wall, but it's a little bit of a nod to, yeah, we're on a show. But and I do kind of appreciate that on Angie is a terrible host. That table scene between her and Lisa, I was like heavy on the eye roll. Like, give me a freaking break. But
so immature.
I don't give a that kind of stuff. You copied me. You trying to be me. I have this. I have that. If I have enough money to buy that kind of crap, I buy what I like. And if you're gonna call me a copycat, I'll be like, this is so stupid, so stupid. Anyway, on the flip side of the nod to the fourth wall kind of thing, I do think sometimes they can be a little performative, right? Like they try a little too hard. They make sure they fight. Speaking of like the table, speaking of the fight. So anyway,
I think that's how Angie made it to where she is. Just always
agreed
in the business, trying to be seen, sort of like Brittany, but she does a little better than Brittany. You know, she comes with something that we really want to talk about, not some has been of a family that we barely know anymore. Like, man, please, Brittany. Uh, but Angie's kind of growing on me, but I always thought she was, trying too hard when she first
Yes,
came in.
there is a little element of the ridiculous to Angie. Although I have to say, man, she looked great in some of her little outfits and stuff. Like the work she's had done is pretty good.
Well, yeah.
Unlike some of these other heifers, when you get them in the wrong light without the glam, even with the glam, oh my God. When we get to it, ooh, you know how, shout out to Alexander Rogers, our friend, our inspiration,
Yes.
uh, stovepipe legs. You know how he always says that about Giselle? And I have stovepipe legs myself, everybody. I'm the first to admit that. But my God, did you see Lisa in those slides?
Girl, no.
You need to go back and look.
No. I meant I saw
Oh,
her, but I was like,
no,
I don't look at her like that,
no, you go back and look. Crazy. All that Wendy's is in her ankles and feet.
Well, sometimes thought accumulates.
That is where it is. All the unhealthiness of, because she's such a skinny little woman, but like when they said, "Let me, I want your Gucci slides" or whatever the hell, and they went over to her feet, I'm like, those aren't Lisa's. Those
Not
aren't
enough
Lisa's.
Dima Barlow.
Fred Flintstone Barlow. Girl, no, I'm telling you, go back and look. I will take a screenshot and send it to you because I was shocked. And like I said, I got some thick ankles myself, but my
Girl.
God, I just shocking. Anyway,
Well, speaking of Lisa, why is she trying to say that she got all these labels and whatnot and not what? But then she says, "Well, it's kind of like Greek, so I think I'm gonna bring all these Italian designers with me." I'm like, "Girl, really?"
stupid.
John was looking at her like, "Really? You ain't nothing else to say?" I think that at that point, John was a little bit over it, like he was previously. Woo, they got a lot of work to do.
Mm-hmm. You know, if that's what you care, I if that's what you care about, that's what you care about. But I will be damned if I'm in the poorhouse with $500,000 worth of labels. That's all I gotta say.
Girl. Speaking of labels,
Oh,
Mary, she said she can't wait to go back to Greece. It's just so inviting and comfortable. So Greece is a pretty country, It's all good.
Richie B is like, get off my Lisa. Listen,
Girl, we own her, so you may want to
oh no.
like white on rice. So welcome. What else I have? Oh, so they get to the airport, all the airport shenanigans, yada, 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 yada. We see Brown put on her pajamas. She was, no, I didn't know, no, they took 2 days to get there. Oh my goodness. They had a layover in LA. And yeah, they did some shopping. Child, we find out. Okay, so
I thought
what's her
they had a
name?
layover somewhere that was duty free.
That's what she said.
Right, but LA wouldn't be duty free.
That's what she said.
Oh, all right. I stand corrected.
Hey, I listen. LA is home for us, so I don't go, have a layover, nor do I shop there. If I go, I'm going from the parking spot to my gate. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, where would they shop? Girl, that whole airport is so reconstructed. I don't know where stuff is no more. I'm surprised I'm going where I'm going.
Yeah. It's still under construction too.
Girl.
Listen, you know what, Richie B, it's okay. Lisa is definitely a step from her. We be going in, but I want,
Icon, like Charles and Miss Netta icons.
well, I no, I think Lisa is just a part of the whole thing. Like if at this point, if you got rid of her out of the cast, it would be bland as hell.
Yeah,
Not
yeah,
right? That's all. I mean, I can enjoy I enjoy folks on this show, whether I'm criticizing them or not, that um are like dynamic parts of the cast. But anyway, I digress.
Well, after they do a layover, right? They get to Greece. Now got all these Greek flags and carrying on. And she got the overlay or whatever they call it around her waist. She got the glasses. She got a bucket hat, girl. She is just Greek out. She is just enjoying all of this, right? Now that restaurant was just beautiful. They land and go straight to a restaurant. And everybody's impressed. So far, so good because she felt as though her last outing in that RV, she had to make up for it. So she went over everything, double, triple, quadruple checked all of the logistics and accommodations and made sure that they would not have any complaints. But we got one, maybe two more episodes to, to see if they don't have any complaints. Because, child, some tells me that she made all of the accommodations according to Mary's standards.
Well, somebody needed to make them above the RV standards because she did have some shit to make up for. I would not have been happy about that.
Girl, can you imagine? Mm.
Yeah, I don't want to
Now,
sleep in an RV like that. Mm-mm.
so let's talk about more about this duty free. So apparently,
Oh, right.
um, off scene or they didn't show, or better yet, film Lisa and Angie arguing. Oh Lord, arguing over Cartier and all these different things about the things. And because they were arguing about it, Moneybags Heather decided to go to Cartier and get a watch. And because it's duty free, you don't pay all the taxes you would normally pay and all of that when you're buying, I guess, straight from the store. She bought two because buying two is almost like buying one, just a little bit more. So she gave one to Whitney, and they both flashed in their Cartier. And she said it was about maybe 6,000, 7,000, something like that. I was like, okay,
You could buy me one. I'll be a copycat. If my
girl,
friend wants I'll take a Cartier watch. I won't say no.
heck no, I'm cool. I'd rather have Louis
Absolutely.
V, but it's all good, whatever works.
Well, for a watch, a Cartier, I would think is better than a Louis watch.
I guess.
I know you love your Louis, but Louis is luggage. Louis is purses, other things. But Rolex, Cartier, um, uh, of course the names are like falling away from me. Crap, there's one another. Anyway, I won't get stuck. I'll take a Cartier watch, no problem.
It's all good. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
They just arguing, and I got this first, you had that second, I had this first, and it's just ladies, really. But it was lighthearted. There was no real, yelling or them finding another issue to yell about. In a way, I thought that they kept it cute, but it was just so tired. Like, y'all can't just be, exist, or just talk about your things and be proud of them. They just have to one up each other. I had this many, I had more than you. Oh my God, it was exhausting. Cute watches. Cute.
Well, that's the one thing I will say about Angie is that she will never de-escalate. She will always contribute and escalate to the situation.
Mm-hmm. What Richie says, she think Lisa had a special watch, maybe a collector's item, and Angie copied. Lisa has the most style. Um, I'm waiting to see all of the style because I keep seeing the same bodycon type dress, mom jeans. I don't see anything spectacular Lisa has had on yet. So, but maybe I missed the scene but I'm just waiting to see all the fabulousness you're describing. I'm sure she got some pieces in her closet, but I'm waiting to see them. Have you seen anything spectacular, friend?
I mean, Lisa dress is cute. I appreciate her sense of style, and I I would like to have a glam team all the time as well if I were gonna be on TV. Um, but I thought it was funny. I don't know. Like I said, this whole thing was dumb to me. Like they're like what you like, and if you feel like somebody's copying you, it's not that big of a deal. Like I would not care. Like yeah. And then the 4 or 5 Porsches, but
Well, they get through it all that. So the next day, they have a great breakfast. She's making up for that RV disaster. Child, everything about that whole RV trip was just horrible from start to finish. Oh my goodness.
whack attack.
Girl, don't ever do that again. Oh my God. Um, so they're getting ready for the beach, and they get there, and Mary had to let them know, some of the ladies who have, according to her, when you have a square shaped head face the way you do, that means you're really smart.
No, square shape means you're stupid. Bucket hat shaped head is what she was talking about. Mary is Mary is so funny. Like the way that stuff comes out of her mouth. Oh, it's hilarious.
I just never
Y'all got
heard of a square shaped face or even a bucket face, shaped head has anything to do with intelligence.
I think
Where's
she's
she
trying to
saying?
tell them they have big old foreheads.
She said even Heather, because she told Heather she was, inbred. So
Uh
yeah, I was like, oh my God.
Richie, I'm not saying it's a problem now. I would have complained about that from the jump, baby. I'm telling you, it's okay to cape for Lisa, but at the same time, she's also fair game for criticism, and we give it to all of them. So,
Yeah. Hmm.
no, yeah, I was just commenting.
Okay, so my girl Brown. Now Brown is my girl. I don't care what nobody say. I don't want to hear. I don't want to hear. But Brown is my girl, right? So that's when when we were talking about before we even started, how Angie brought up the so how are you in because she's asking everybody about the young hot guys floating around. Of course, Heather's puss is always hot, no matter where she at. And so, some guy floating on a flamingo. She was like, "Oh yeah, the guy on the flamingo was good." And then Angie asked Brown, which was highly inappropriate. It ain't like she said, I'm divorced or I'm separated for good. And she's just trying to, which I felt like Angie wasn't, Brown is out here looking for hot guys. And I just thought that was real disrespectful, you know. And I think when we discussed earlier, that too may put a little something under Bronwyn to be upset about it, and she was trying to choose her words. But like we discussed before, I felt like, she didn't say that her and Todd were separating or separated. It's just that she needed a cooling off period, nor did she confirm that they, moving forward, have an open relationship. So I don't know why Angie is saying things like this. I mean, if I was tired, I'd be like, what? It's just going to make matters worse. But, I just thought Angie was highly inappropriate for saying that to Bronwyn.
Well, I think she was poking fun at what she, and like you said, putting 20 on 10. Like, I do think that Bronwyn like tried to downplay what she had said before, which is pretty bold. It was kind of bold, you know, it was a bold situation to say, I'll talk to him about an open marriage, or might be open to it, whatever, you know. To
Mm-hmm.
say that is gonna leave it open for them to kind of pounce on it.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that it was, although it was like exaggerated based on what she had said, I don't think it was that out of pocket. She's the one that's like talking about potentially having an open marriage with Todd. If you didn't want that discussed, you shouldn't have talked about it on camera.
Yeah. Yeah. Clarification needed to be had at that moment instead of being giving it, more evasive or ambiguous answers. But she was direct. No, I didn't say that. No, I didn't say that. She should have, got, gave them clarity more so than just saying, no, I didn't say that, because, you did pour your heart out. Like you said, you poured your heart out to y'all, and how dare y'all come back with this? No,
Yeah,
just clarify, Brahman. That's all. If you're listening, watching, listening, just clarify next time, sweetheart. Thank you.
it was a little gaslighty. It was a little gaslighty. That's what I didn't like.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, I didn't say it like that. Woman, you brought this up. Now, they might
Mm-hmm.
not be respecting you now, but you're acting like they're prying when you're the one that volunteered this ish.
And then Meredith, Meredith said, now, Brown, I wasn't there. I was not privy or part of the conversation, but I will say, now I'm just giving my summation of what Meredith said. Meredith said, just know that this is not the last time this group is going to bring it up. So you will need to discuss it again with this group. There, I said it. I was like,
Oh, heck yeah. They're going to bring that up all the way to the reunion.
ooh, Meredith just shaded all of them heifers at once. Just they gonna keep at it like a
That
woodpecker would. So just
that was fun. Yeah, that's true. Bronwyn, I don't know what happened to you, but what I
ooh.
can say is or no, I don't know. I wasn't there, but I can say it's happened to me, and they are not going to let it go. And it's like, yeah, because we're on a show and you said something kind of crazy.
Listen, like I said previous episodes, ever since Reality Bontees, and they thought Meredith was doing all those secret DMs and emails, and they never apologized for them. She feels so, just disrespected that, to me, her whole vibe since then has been different. I think she's still waiting for an apology from these heifers, because they blatantly said, no, Meredith, it is you. It must be you. And I have yet to hear them apologize.
Oh.
I think she's holding on. I just do. I just do.
Yeah, I
So,
mean, I can't, yeah, I mean, she's holding on to something. That's for sure. Oh, by the way, Jen Shaw got out.
Jen Shaw, hey, Coach Shaw, how you doing, baby? Mm-hmm.
Andy Cohen did say on no uncertain terms, will they be bringing her back?
Ooh,
But she is out. She's probably in a halfway house, but you know.
maybe she can go on Baddies.
Yeah, or House of Villains.
I don't know, because ain't they the same people that hire people?
No. Bravo is not the same as
Oh, I'm thinking of Traders. Never mind.
yes, that yeah, well, she probably could go on that too, but it doesn't seem cool. Like anyway.
Yeah, they must be VH1 or something. Somebody else. But
House of Villains, yeah, I think it's VH1 or yeah, something like that.
MTV, so somebody else. Okay, yeah.
Yep.
Well, yeah, because she got what, 6 million and some change?
And Tutu,
Girl,
yeah, I mean, you know, yeah.
that's a lot. Mm. Welcome home, Jen. Hey, Coach Shaw. What else happened, child? Ooh. Um, Heather, after all of that, Heather goes to Mary, right? Complaining about Meredith, also complaining about her then, Mary just really trying to get Heather to go back to Meredith. But apparently Meredith has been reaching out to Heather, but Heather would rather do this in front of the group instead of having a private conversation because she doesn't want to feel like Meredith can't take the heat or Meredith wouldn't really, you know, atone for what Heather is trying to get Meredith to atone for. You know, do you think Heather should feel that way, or do you think she and Meredith should talk about this in front of the group?
Well, actually, I would have appreciated a scene between the two of them. So I would, Heather, you should have taken her call. I do think Heather is putting 20 on 15 because Meredith is being. I can't tell if Meredith is trying to straight up deny what happened because she's trying to she feels like she needs to hold on to her reputation by refusing to take a knee about overreacting on the plane or what. Or is her memory hazy enough that she really doesn't think that it was that bad? I can understand why Heather's upset and offended because she's calling them all liars. She's refusing to give any of them any sort of concession at all. And when all of them are looking at her like you acted out of pocket, a non-apology let's move forward obviously isn't gonna work, except with the person you assaulted the most, which is Brittany. But Brittany's new and Brittany's a doormat and Brittany's trying to get along, so she's trying to move forward. Even though the biggest apology you do owe is to Brittany, because dingbat or not, what you did sounds really crappy. And so I feel like Heather's reaction is too much, again, for the cameras, but Meredith is evading taking any accountability. And so by calling her a liar, what are you doing? Are you insinuating that Heather is making this up to attack you? What's going on here? You should just apologize and say this, I don't even know. I don't know. I mean, I don't know, because she is hanging on to I didn't overreact, to save her life. So I guess if you're unwilling or you truly believe you didn't go overboard, you wouldn't be apologizing. But make it make sense, folks, because if everybody else is saying no, you were off the chain, you were out of pocket, including, like I said, Lisa grabbing Whitney and saying just show her the fucking TikTok, I don't understand why Meredith refuses to acknowledge something went down at all.
Girl,
I
mean, don't know.
Maybe
it's obvious she was Meredith was out of line for how she for her behavior on that plane. It's obvious. So I don't know, child.
Heather said last night on Watch What Happens Live that the reason there's no footage is that how much did they attack Brittany when she tried to record them in the Sprinter van? They do not record one another. She said they don't do that. They have a pact, right? You don't do that. So that's why it didn't get caught. I think it would be smart of Meredith to simply say, I should not have vented about Brittany behind, in the seat behind her. I'm sorry that it escalated and hurt your feelings. I'm sorry to everybody else that I talked about her. I don't know. I mean, it's a weird place because two things can't be true in this scenario. If you didn't do anything wrong and you were just sorry you overheard me talking the truth about you, then the way that everyone's reacting can't be okay, right? It can't be real. You all are reacting to something that didn't happen.
Right.
If it's there, something did happen and Meredith is straight up denying. There's no middle ground here. And Meredith keeps trying to find it and everybody's looking at her like you're nuts.
I'm sorry, Meredith, if you're listening, watching, listening, girl. And I'm more shocked that nobody else outside of this cast and crew was videotaping. Like they must have been around some real nonchalant type of folk to not pull their camera out, because if each one of them pretty much is telling Meredith to hush, or even just by Brittany's, what they say, how Brittany was reacting in the moment. I mean, they must have been on this plane with some green people to not even know who they are. Because everybody pull their camera out when something's going on. I mean, I'm shocked no one else has this footage of what happened.
Yeah. So, I think it felt like a little bit of a word salad, because it was like they all were kind of jumping in on each other about because each one of them like made it about their own relationship dynamic.
Mm-hmm.
I do appreciate that Heather apologized to Lisa, because I do think Heather is claiming to be Lisa's friend and been coming hard at Lisa. Richie B, if you still watching, listening, I do agree with you there. I do think Heather has come hard for Lisa. I'm your friend, but I have to be honest. No, bitch, you want to chew her out. You want to take her. Like, I'm not saying you want to take her down, but like you are taking the opportunity to take her down. And when she started to cry that it hurt her, I can understand that, because that scene at the freaking on the cruise when they all ganged up on her, I didn't like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I stand by that. No matter how anybody feels about Lisa, Richie B, I didn't like them getting your girl at all. I didn't. I thought that was wrong. So I do appreciate that Heather said I'm sorry, because sometimes you just need to say I'm sorry. I was kind of a dick.
Yeah. You listening, Meredith? That's all you got to do.
I mean, Meredith has a problem taking accountability, but then again, it may go back to what you said, where Meredith doesn't want to do that because she's been falsely accused before, and maybe she's got a weird thing about it now. I don't know.
Well, maybe Lisa has a little, resentment too, because she took her sweet time getting ready for them to go out and see the town and shop and do all the things. While everybody's getting ready, they had about an hour after breakfast to get ready, or whatever they was doing. And that wasn't enough time, so Lisa took her time. She was taking pictures of them while they were taking pictures of her while she's, getting ready. They left, and she, caught up with them a little later. Come to find out, she was out there doing her own little sightseeing, doing whatever. And once they get to the restaurant for dinner, Mary suggests that Meredith and Heather talk. I guess Mary's trying to get the ball rolling, since, Heather wants to do it in front of the group. Meredith is, trying to reach out to her. Well, hell, we all here. Go ahead and talk. But Meredith was like, I'd rather not, because I tried to talk to you in private. Meredith was just giving real quick, curt answers, and Heather was really trying to have her engage. But Meredith was just giving her a little bit. And I was kind of laughing, like, well, you can't make somebody talk to you, because you want to do this in front of everybody. It'll still be filmed, it just won't be in front of everybody. But Heather was more frustrated at that, I think, than the whole reason why Heather was upset with Meredith.
You took the answer. I was gonna ask you if you think that Heather was kind of like, nah, bitch, I'm doing this at the group. I want a scene. I want a moment. This is gonna be a table argument. This is good, because like it goes back to, I guess that's the theme of this discussion. It goes back to this cast. They're aware of the camera. They are performative. Sometimes too performative. Sometimes that's my big critique of them. Sometimes I'm like, ladies, give me a break. So I do think that was maybe more of the issue between the two of them than what it was really about. Because honestly, you can be offended that that Meredith is calling you a liar, and you're like, no, I saw what happened. You're not gonna like act like that. But really, the only person with the situation is Brittany, or who should.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe Whitney, because they're trying to act like, Whitney, they didn't get Whitney involved in it or whatever. But speaking of, Lord, Whitney's starting to cry. I'm like, what is going on?
I was just about to go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, well, Whitney, that was too much. That was too much. And then it was like, you've been practicing that line. You don't have a problem. You are the problem right now. I was like, get out of here. Oh my God.
But she wasn't
But
lying.
no, she wasn't. No, she wasn't. Say what you want about Whitney, but like she was calling it accurately. You are being the
Mm-hmm.
problem. Will not admit that you misbehaved. You don't have to admit to substances, ma'am. That is your business. You can be offended it was suggested. You can be refused to answer. You can bring drug tests to the Constitution Party. But what you should do is just say, I'm sorry. I overreacted. I was deeply offended by Brittany because I have no respect for her and I overdid it. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Boom.
Mm-hmm.
It really didn't have to be any more serious than that, because that's the level of accountability that you need to take.
Mm-hmm.
And we're moving forward. And then every time you stand on business, you're not moving forward. And Brittany just sits there and looks down, because it's like, you're making it so hard for Brittany to move forward and have any self-respect, because you keep dogging it out. Like, I didn't do anything to her. I didn't do anything to her. Her reaction wasn't warranted. I didn't do anything. This whole situation has, whatever. And it's like, you're denying her reality. And she was deeply affected by this. And the fact that you're continually not taking any accountability disrespects her.
I don't know. Something tells me that Meredith is she's still hurt and upset about the accusations. So she's playing in their face a little bit, But this thing with Brittany is that's something totally different. Like taking accountability is what I mean by playing in their face. But this thing with Brittany is just a whole different separate can of worms, because it's something that you did versus something you're being accused of
Right.
and proven not to be true. So, uh, I don't know. Maybe she's linking them, but I think that has a lot to do with why she's taking this stance with them telling her that she did something, because it kind of rolls in to the same. But I just think, I don't know. I just think the basis more so than not is those allegations from 2 seasons ago, because it doesn't
I
make sense. I don't know.
I also wonder, Meredith has a problem taking accountability, period. Remember how upset she was when they talked about her and Seth? I remember when Lisa, her own friend, said they rent all the time because he changes jobs and their money's not solid and all of these things. Like, Meredith does not like her skeletons out of the closet. She doesn't. So I think, I mean, this kind of is par for the course with kind of how Meredith, I think, likes to behave. She doesn't like to be seen as, flawed. But I don't know. I don't know either. Like I said, for me, I kind of lean towards the fact that people are insinuating that she was inebriated. I think she's
Mm-hmm.
like, I'm not letting you pin that on me, whether she was or not. I wonder if that's the salaciousness of the motivation is
Mm-hmm.
why she's standing so strongly. I don't know.
Well, whenever someone, with her background, she's an attorney, she's a
Hmm.
businesswoman, and whatever other important ties she has to certain, you know, communities or organizations, that may hinder knowing she couldn't hold her liquor, or knowing that some type of substance was behind her erratic behavior, because people will question. You know what I'm saying? Especially, she's in Utah, for God's sakes. That's the most conservative place besides
Is
Texas, in my opinion.
probably with the biggest hypocrites walking around, because
Girl,
just
girl,
saying the things people do behind closed doors. But
girl.
yeah, I do think I want to give a shout out to Mary. Her, poor Mary. Pray for her. Her son just pleaded guilty to 8 counts. He's in jail till February. Everybody, pray for him. Pray for the situation. Um, Hopefully that doesn't. I don't even know. That's a whole traumatic situation. It's sad. I'm sorry that you're there. I hope when you get out, you turn your life around like some folks manage to do.
Yes, sometimes people have to hit rock bottom,
Yeah,
whatever that is for them, especially when you're on that stuff.
yeah,
Usually that's the case for those folks who are on that stuff and having, issues with their sobriety.
yeah.
You know,
He was in the deep end on it too. So anyway, Mary
I'm
was
sure he'll
the
be all right.
yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, I'm sure prison is a very traumatizing place, but some people come out and they're able to turn it around. And I hope he's one of those, like
Mhm.
what they went through made them never want to go back or inspires them to be better or something. They have,
Yeah.
a come to Jesus.
Mhm.
And I hope that for him because he's got a whole life ahead of him.
Yeah.
Um, Mary was the most reasonable on the trip, other than you look dumb with your face. When the way that she approached Meredith and said, you need to talk to Heather. I don't think things are resolved. I don't know. I just appreciated Mary's approach. I thought it was very reasonable, although it didn't get any good results. But
She usually is,
yeah.
helpful in that way, to reason, because she ain't going on this show to just argue, fuss, and fight and settle things. The very few times she's had to, uh, settle things with friends, it was the most, um, uh, just more or less a conversation than a yelling match. So,
Yeah.
no matter what people say about this woman, I think that Mary has a good head on her shoulders. Uh, and, I just want people to give her a little more grace than she has been given. She's not horrible. At least we don't see her being that way on this show. I mean, who knows what's going on outside the show, but I think that they go to her for, you know, for just that, that they
Hmm.
come to her for advice because they know that she can help.
Mary is really interesting to me. And you bring up a point that I've brought up a couple of times. Like, I think Mary's oddball humor is really funny. I really do. I really
Mhm,
appreciate it. Like, I still quote,
mhm.
little girls don't have purses all the time. It shit cracked me up. Um, I would really hate to be watching and supporting someone that has taken advantage of parishioners. That would make me really uncomfortable. But at the
Mhm.
same
Me
time,
too.
I feel like when we watch these shows, there has to be a certain level of I'll take you as you are presented to me
Mhm.
until I learn otherwise,
Yeah.
because what else are we to do? Um, Everyone has skeletons. I think we all have certain situations that if somebody that didn't like us wanted to present it, they could make us look like really trifling people.
Mm.
So Mary has grown on me. I think Mary's also gotten more comfortable in her role in the show.
Yeah.
I think that like I said, her quirky sense of humor is really effing funny, and a breath of fresh air, or a poot of fresh air with her in the gas. But yeah, I do think that she is the voice of reason, especially this season. So
Yeah.
Mary,
Yeah. They need it.
yeah, Mary, I just don't prove to be a lower level Jen Shaw. That's all I'm hoping for,
Oh
because
yeah.
You
Well,
know,
she showing, telling folks, this ain't enough money to give me, and this, that, and the third. So you're locking the doors because people, I don't think she's doing that. But I can't wait for that documentary. We got like 4-5 weeks left. When's it coming out?
I'd have to look that up.
Yeah, we all gonna see that.
Yeah. Like
You
I
want to know what's
said.
going on? Is 50 Cent producing
Oh
it?
my goodness.
I hope not, because child,
Mary, I hope you paid everybody that's got footages.
girl.
Uh,
Mm. That's all my notes. Anything else? I don't know if we got anything else, child.
um, no, no. I mean, I think that's it.
Well, y'all, we hope you enjoyed this review. We have another one coming up, y'all, at 8:30. That's for the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. We're catching up with them, so we're going to review episode 1. And if you haven't seen it, come on back so you can hear us talk about it. Now, before we
Thank.
go,
I was just gonna say also too, everybody, thank you for joining us. Thank you for the chat. You know, the more activity, we're happy to have you. You know, no matter what we all think of these ladies, these archetypes, all of it, we appreciate you watching, participating, being involved. You
yeah,
know, caping for your ladies, your avatars in the game of housewives. We love it.
caping and capping.
Yeah.
I'm just playing with y'all, but anywho, yes, those are good sentiments. And don't forget to hype the video, y'all. That's somewhere near the comment section. I know
Oh,
that when I see it on other people's videos, you can click on the hype or hit the hype button. It'll say HYPE. Yes, yes.
yep.
And when you subscribe, that means that you make sure the bell is black so you can get all the notifications that come through from this channel. Now, before we go, let's find out where Erin is when she ain't talking ish with me.
You can find me on Facebook, Psychic Erin Boyd. As you can see, my little name in the chat. I contributed to the Fresh Out. And you can also catch me on Instagram and Threads, psychic_ELB. Hit me up in the DMs if you would like to get a psychic reading. I do offer the Aunties and Unks a friends and family discount.
All right, y'all. So don't forget to come back in about 30 minutes and we'll catch you next time. Bye, y'all. Ray, ray,